Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by the constant noise surrounding you, the endless barrage of opinions, expectations, and the relentless pressure to keep pace? Consider this. More than 2,000 years ago, ancient Stoic philosophers grappled with the same human emotions, struggles, and existential questions about identity and purpose that we face today. It's truly remarkable, isn't it? The wisdom they imparted still resonates profoundly in our modern, fast-paced world. Today, we delve into the Stoic way of life, uncovering timeless truths that can aid us in navigating the chaos of the 21st century with grace, resilience, and inner peace. Whether you're wrestling with stress, searching for meaning, or simply intrigued by a philosophical approach to life that has endured through the ages, you've come to the right place. Together, we'll explore how Stoicism isn't merely a collection of ideas, but a practical roadmap for living more authentically, fully, and serenely. If you're eager to embark on this journey of self-discovery and timeless wisdom with us, please consider subscribing. Remember, every aspect of this video is tailored with your well-being and enlightenment in mind. So, let's not skim through any section. Each moment we spend here is a step towards becoming a more stoic and resilient version of ourselves. Isn't it intriguing how, at some point in our lives, we all become ensnared in the web of others' opinions? We often sacrifice our peace of mind and happiness in a futile attempt to fit into the molds created by others. But let's pause for a moment and delve into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the futility of seeking external approval. He urges us to question this innate desire to please others, challenging us to break free. It's crucial to remember that people's opinions are just that, opinions. They are subjective variables and often more reflective of the person expressing them than of you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely points out, the only constant and true validation comes from within, from living a life aligned with your values and principles. When we discuss honesty, it's easy to default to the idea of not lying to others. But Stoicism invites us to explore honesty on a much deeper level. It's about aligning our external actions and words with our internal values and beliefs. This alignment fosters a profound sense of integrity and wholeness. Imagine the peace that comes from knowing your actions are not just surface level performances but true reflections of your inner self. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, really emphasizes this point. He suggests that honesty doesn't just make moral sense, it makes practical sense. Deceit requires us to remember our lies, cover our tracks, and live in constant fear of being found out. It's mentally exhausting. Honesty, on the other hand, is simple and liberating. It frees us from the tangled web of deceit and allows us to live with ease and clarity. But here's the real kicker. Honesty affects not only our relationship with others, but also with ourselves. When we are honest with ourselves about our strengths, our flaws, our desires, we pave the way for genuine growth and self-acceptance. It's like clearing out the clutter in our minds to make room for more peace, more understanding, and more authentic connections with the people around us. And yet, embracing honesty is not always easy. It requires courage and vulnerability. It means sometimes admitting we were wrong, facing our mistakes, and dealing with the consequences of our actions. But the reward, trust, respect, and a clear conscience is immeasurably worth it. So, how can we cultivate these virtues in our daily lives? It starts with taking small steps. Practice transparency in your interactions, reflect on your day, and acknowledge moments where you might not have been entirely honest. Ask yourself why and how you can improve. Remember, it's a journey, and every step toward honesty is a step toward a more serene and meaningful life. We've all experienced that sting, that immediate reaction, when someone's words or actions seem to hit us right where it hurts. Seneca, with his profound understanding of human nature, reminds us to look beyond the surface. He suggests that when someone acts in a way that we find hurtful or offensive, it's often not really about us at all. People act based on their perceptions, their struggles, and their history. It's like everyone is moving through the world, wearing a unique pair of glasses that color how they see everything around them, including us. Now, think about a time when you might have snapped at someone or acted in a way that wasn't really you. chances are you were dealing with something else entirely: stress, fear, insecurity, or maybe you were just having a really bad day. If we can recognize this in ourselves, why not extend that same understanding to others? This perspective shift, which Seneca advocates, is about empathy, but it's also about self-preservation. When we stop taking things personally, we detach ourselves from the unnecessary pain that comes with believing everyone's actions are about us. It's like setting down a heavy burden we've been carrying around. Suddenly, we can breathe, move, and live more freely. But how do we actually do this? How do we stop taking things personally, especially when our emotions are already flared up? It starts with a pause. When you feel that rush of hurt or anger, just pause, take a breath, and remind yourself of Seneca's words, "This might not be about me at all." This simple act of pausing can prevent a reactive spiral and give you space to choose a more reasoned response. It's also about building resilience and understanding. The more we remind ourselves that we don't have the full picture of what someone else is going through, the less likely we are to be wounded by their actions or words. And when we do get hurt, because it will happen, we can treat it as a practice ground for our Stoic principles. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can it help me grow? In embracing this Stoic approach, we not only protect our peace of mind, but also open ourselves up to more compassionate and meaningful interactions. Patience in the Stoic sense is about embracing the moment rather than fighting against it. It's about seeing the delay, the annoyance, or the obstacle as part of the path, not a deviation from it. Every moment of impatience is a chance to practice, to deepen your understanding of Stoicism, and to cultivate a serene mind. But how can we cultivate this patience in our everyday lives? It starts with awareness. Recognize when impatience is starting to bubble up inside you. Then pause, take a deep breath, and remember Marcus Aurelius and the countless others who have faced far greater trials with patience and dignity. Another practical step is to adjust your expectations. Often, our impatience stems from things not going according to our plan. But if we remind ourselves that we're not in control of everything, only our response to things, we can set more realistic expectations and find peace in the unfolding of life, however it happens. View each test of patience as an opportunity, not a hurdle. Like a muscle that gets stronger with exercise, your capacity for patience grows every time you choose it over frustration or anger. And the rewards are immensely: calmer mind, less stress, and a reputation as someone who is composed and thoughtful even in challenging situations. It's also about extending love and compassion to ourselves and to all living beings. This includes animals, nature, and the universe as a whole. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and treating everything with kindness and respect. So, how do we cultivate this love in a Stoic sense? It starts with practicing empathy and understanding. Put yourself in the shoes of others, recognizing their struggles and pain. Respond to them with kindness and goodwill, even when faced with negativity or hostility. Choose forgiveness over resentment and seek to lighten the burdens of others. Additionally, practicing gratitude is a powerful way to cultivate love. Take time each day to reflect on the things you. Furthermore, practicing contentment with what you have and who you are is essential in cultivating a Stoic approach to comparison. Recognize that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external achievements or possessions. Focus on living a life aligned with your values and principles, rather than chasing after fleeting external validations. Lastly, remember that the journey of self-improvement and growth is ongoing. Embrace the process, celebrate your progress, and be patient with yourself. Each step you take toward becoming the best version of yourself is a victory worth celebrating, regardless of how it compares to others. In summary, cultivating a Stoic approach to comparison involves focusing on your own path, celebrating your achievements and personal growth, and finding contentment within yourself. By embracing these principles, you can free yourself from the trap of comparison and live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. When measuring your progress, consider deeper, more meaningful markers of growth. Are you more patient than you used to be? More compassionate? More resilient? These are the kinds of achievements that truly reflect your growth as a person. In the whirlwind of our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in the minutiae, the endless to-do lists, and the relentless pursuit of our personal goals. However, Stoicism, with its profound insights into the human condition, reminds us of what's genuinely important, the connections we share with the people we love. Stoicism might seem like it's all about self-discipline and resilience, but at its heart, it's deeply concerned with community and relationships. The Stoics understood that our time on this earth is fleeting, that every moment we have with our loved ones is precious and not to be taken for granted. They encourage us to live in the present, to appreciate the here and now, and to value the people who add meaning. In our busy lives, it's all too easy to let relationships slide, to assume that people will always be there. But the Stoic reminder of the impermanence of life urges us to prioritize our relationships, to carve out time for those who matter most, even when it feels like there are a million other things demanding our attention. Cherishing our loved ones is about recognizing the irreplaceable role they play in our lives and honoring that with our time, our attention, and our affection. It's about building and nurturing those bonds, knowing that they are the true source of richness and meaning in our lives. As we close this chapter of our journey together, remember that the wisdom of the Stoics isn't just ancient text. It's a living, breathing guide for navigating the complexities of modern life. By embracing their teachings, you embrace a path of growth, resilience, and profound inner peace.